Okay, welcome back. So things are looking up and up. 134 points is where we are at, 17,948. Earnings season is very much in focus. IT, of course, kicks off the earnings season, 3 on one day, and then later in the week we get numbers from the banking biggie, HDFC Bank. Gautam Dugar of Motilal Oswal Financial Services is joining us to tell us what he is expecting from the third quarter earnings season. Gautam, great to have you with us here. Thank you very much. First of all, are we going to see another quarter of strong profit growth for Nifty companies? What are you penciling in? And second, in the second quarter, one theme across industries and what we heard from companies was that input price inflation was very high. They had to effect price increases. Do you think in third quarter, some of that would have eased off, or that is a constant? Your sense?
Hi, Prashant. Good morning. Yes, the quarter is going to look good, of course, with some caveats. I mean, if you look at the last two quarters which have gone by in FY22, roughly in June, we had seen about 120% growth on a low base. Then in September, we had seen about 36% growth on a base of 20% growth, right? And December 21, we are expecting a 22% growth for our coverage universe. It is coming on a higher base. Remember, December 20 had a growth of roughly 32%. And for Nifty, we are expecting about 26% growth. So growth at an aggregate level is looking quite good. The only problem is it's a very narrow growth, right? Just about 3 or 4 sectors are contributing the entire 100% of incremental profits. So metals about 1/3, banks and financials about 1/3, and oil and gas about 1/3. And of course, IT is going to do well too at about 12% growth. But rest 12 or 13 sectors that we track are adding up to nothing. So if you exclude metals and oil and gas, the growth is going to be somewhere about 10%. And to answer the latter part of your question, yes, there is going to be a broad-based margin contraction for the quarter across the board. In fact, if you exclude metals, almost all other sectors are going to report YOY margin contraction. Sequentially, the things are slightly better. You are seeing some margins bounce back from the lows of the second quarter, 40, 50, 100 basis points, depending on which sectors you look at. So overall, the good thing is, despite all the challenges, despite all the headwinds, supply disruptions, input cost inflation, we've not yet seen any damage to the earnings estimates. In fact, for FY22, we have seen a 2% upgrade to Nifty EPS, and FY23, the estimates are stable. So 22, we are at about 744 now versus 730 earlier. And for FY23, we are at about 870. So yes, that's a summary of the quarter. Good aggregate growth led by 3 or 4 sectors, and broad-based margin deterioration across the board on a YOY basis.
Well, Gautam, you're talking about margin deterioration. I'm looking at a couple of these consumer durables stocks, and you track them very, very closely. Whether it's Havells or Whirlpool, both of them are down 10 to 20%. We're talking about a roaring bull market, and these stocks, in fact, have come off from their recent highs. You expect margin compression even there, and how would you approach the sector?
Yes, it is going to be the same story there. In fact, they have another problem at hand, which is the volumes are also going to look a bit soft. So you've seen, lack of inventory loading in the system. They've also seen multiple rounds of price hikes given the input cost inflation. And despite that, the price hikes, the margins are going to look bad on a YOY basis. And volume demand hasn't yet picked up. And if this third wave continues, and let's say we have some more disruptions along the way, then of course their key season, which is the summer season and fourth quarter, will also have a bit of challenges. So right now, things are not looking good for consumer durables. For the quarter, we are expecting absolutely flattish profit growth with an expectation of more downside to the estimates. The problem, however, is in the consumption space, as you asked, there are 2 or 3 different categories. The staples are having their own problems. There is a rural slowdown. Many of the companies in their press releases have referred to the input cost inflation problem. And therefore, the volume growths are going to look very soft and margins are going to be under pressure. But on the contrary, the discretionary basket, which is the likes of Titan, Asian Paint, Pidilite, Astral, all of that, and QSR, of course, they are going to have a very strong quarter because the urban top of the pyramid consumption segment hasn't impacted at all. At the bottom of the pyramid, consumption and rural consumption are facing impact. So that is going to reflect in the staple stock. But discretionary is going to look extremely strong, and they're going to have a very strong quarter as well.
Okay, Gautam, hi, good morning. I wanted your thoughts on one space that's emerging as a big theme, which is electrification of vehicles. And, not just the frontline players like Tata Motors. We're seeing big moves in names like Greaves Cotton, JBM Auto, Minda Industries, KPIT Tech. So that entire ecosystem is doing well. What kind of earnings visibility do you see here? And within this whole ecosystem, what would your preferred place be?
So Sonia, as far as EV is concerned, there are very few stocks which will have a very direct earnings impact, and most of them are, falling in the bracket of mid caps and small caps. The bigger impact on EV is how it potentially impacts the the valuation multiples for the listed OEMs, which are a large part of the auto OEM segment, and that is where we've been seeing a very slow and consistent derating, especially in the two-wheeler space for the last 5 years. If you look at the top 4 two-wheeler stocks, the last 5 years, their returns have been 0 to 5%. Some even have given a negative CAGR. So while the discussion mostly is around the potential disruption of this and big pickup in volumes on two-wheeler EV front, and of course, there are going to be beneficiaries over there in the mid-cap segment. You mentioned a couple of them. There could be some more. But I'm more worried about the continued derating that we are witnessing in the auto space. And even if the volumes were to pick up, say, after the supply disruption over the next 3 or 4 months, what kind of an earnings pickup that we can see, what kind of a margin impact that we can see are going to be a very crucial factor, because now we are in the 5th year of auto down cycle. The profits of the auto industry peaked in FY18 at about 30,000 crores. And if our estimates are delivered, in FY22, they will do about 17,000 crores of profit. So after 4 years, the profits are down by 50%. The hopes are FY23 will see a rebound. But I must say that 2 years back also, we had similar hopes. So I'm more worried about the potential negative consequences on the valuation multiples right now.
Gautam, just an open question to you. Any sector you're most excited about where you think earnings growth is going to come in stronger and stocks are not pricing it in?
So I think there are 2 or 3 sectors where I don't think there are sectors which are left where the pricing is not done, because we are now trading at 21 times on Nifty FY23. So by and large, most of the sectors are reflecting that optimism. But from an earnings perspective, the 2 sectors where I am most sanguine are IT, which is where we have the highest overweight now for 2 years running, and we are continuing with that. Cash flows are bulging, demand is very strong. The deal pipeline is also looking very strong. We've already seen commentaries from some of the IT companies. TCS have already announced its, 3rd or 4th buyback in the last 4 years. So that segment looks extremely solid, cash flows, free cash flow conversion, while valuations are a bit rich, but I think this theme can continue for at least 2-3 years more. The second space, which we have been very positive on but has not performed yet, is financials. There, the earnings are again looking very solid for the large cap space. FY 2021 has also been good despite all the challenges of pandemic. And we are expecting another 30% growth in FY23. 22 already it has delivered. And given the underperformance that they've had for the last 2 years, the valuations are also looking slightly more reasonable over there amongst the mainstream sectors. Most of the other sectors are quite well priced in. Discretionary stocks, of course, I just mentioned, that is where the earnings are going to look very strong for next 2 years. But there, the valuations are not as lucrative as in some of the other spaces.
Okay, IT and financials, 2 areas where you're the most bullish on. Gautam, it's a pleasure. Thank you very much for joining us and running us through what you're making of things as we begin the 3rd quarter earnings season. The market continues to be strong. We're up